Why did ancient rulers live for centuries? Sumerian King List. Imagine opening a 4,000-year-old artifact and discovering a historical record that claims one king ruled for 28,800 years. Not 28 years. Not 280 years. 28,800 years. Now imagine that this wasn't the only ruler with an impossible lifespan. According to an ancient Mesopotamian document known as the Sumerian King List, 8 kings ruled before a catastrophic flood, accumulating a combined reign of more than 240,000 years. Modern historians call it mythology. Ancient scribes called it history. And buried between those two explanations lies one of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world. Why did these rulers supposedly live for centuries, or even millennia? Were the numbers symbolic? Were they preserving memories of a forgotten civilization? Or were these kings part of a lineage so different from modern humanity that their biology itself operated by entirely different rules? Today, we're investigating a clay artifact that challenges everything we think we know about human history, longevity, and the origins of civilization. Because if even a fraction of the Sumerian account is true, then the story of humanity may be far older and far stranger than we've been led to believe. Welcome to the Untold Black Case Files. The mystery begins in ancient Mesopotamia, often called the cradle of civilization. In the early 20th century, archaeologists uncovered a remarkable object known today as the Weld-Blundell Prism. At first glance, it appears unremarkable, a four-sided clay prism covered with wedge-shaped cuneiform inscriptions. But what those inscriptions contain has baffled researchers for generations. The prism records a succession of kings who supposedly ruled Sumer from the dawn of civilization onward. And that is where things become strange.
It is the King List.
The first section describes rulers who existed before a great flood. According to the text, the first king, Anunnaki, ruled for 28,800 years. His successor ruled for 36,000 years. Another king reigned for 43,200 years. By the time the list reaches its 8th ruler, these monarchs have collectively ruled for over 240,000 years. For comparison, modern Homo sapien civilization with agriculture, cities, and writing is believed to be only around 10,000 to 12,000 years old. The numbers don't merely stretch credibility, they obliterate it. Yet something fascinating happens later in the document. After describing a catastrophic flood, the king list suddenly becomes more realistic. The reigns begin shrinking dramatically. Then they shrink again and again. Eventually, the kings listed correspond to rulers who are independently verified through archaeology. This transition is critical. The same document that records impossible lifespans also preserves historical information confirmed by modern evidence. In other words, the Sumerian King List isn't pure fantasy. Part of it is demonstrably accurate. Which raises a disturbing question. If the later sections preserve real history, why were ancient scribes so determined to preserve the impossible numbers in the earlier sections? What did they think they were recording? At the center of the mystery stands a single event, a flood. The Sumerian text describes a time before the flood and a time after it. The catastrophe acts like a dividing line separating two entirely different worlds. Before the flood, kings ruled for tens of thousands of years. After the flood, those reigns collapse dramatically. This pattern isn't unique to Sumer. Ancient flood traditions appear across the globe. The Epic of Gilgamesh, the Hebrew Book of Genesis, ancient Greek legends, Hindu traditions, indigenous flood narratives from multiple continents. Civilizations separated by vast distances all preserve memories of a great deluge that transformed the world. Could these stories reflect a real prehistoric disaster? Modern paleoclimatology has revealed that Earth's climate underwent dramatic changes at the end of the last ice age. Sea levels rose significantly. Massive glacial lakes burst. Entire coastlines vanished beneath the ocean. Some researchers suggest these events may have inspired flood traditions passed down through generations. But another mystery remains. Why do lifespans decline immediately after the flood? The pattern is remarkably consistent. In Genesis, patriarchs before and shortly after the flood live extraordinarily long lives. Over time, those lifespans gradually decrease. The Sumerian King List shows a similar trajectory. The flood doesn't merely reshape geography. It appears to reshape biology itself. Ancient scribes seem to be telling us that something fundamental changed after the catastrophe. Whether that change was environmental, genetic, cultural, or symbolic remains one of the greatest unanswered questions. Because if the flood marks a transition between two different biological realities, then the ancient texts may be preserving a memory of a world radically different from our own. Could there be a scientific explanation? Let's examine one of the most controversial possibilities. Human aging is governed by complex biological processes. Among the most important are structures known as telomeres. These protective caps sit at the ends of chromosomes and gradually shorten as cells divide. Over time, this shortening contributes to aging. In recent decades, scientists have made significant discoveries about cellular senescence and longevity. Researchers continue investigating ways to slow aging, repair cellular damage, and extend healthy lifespan. But even the most optimistic projections don't come close to explaining reigns lasting tens of thousands of years, unless we are dealing with something entirely different. Some speculative researchers propose that ancient humanity may have possessed genetic characteristics that no longer exist today. Perhaps early populations experienced slower biological aging. Perhaps environmental conditions were dramatically different. Perhaps mutations accumulated over time, reducing lifespan generation after generation. Mainstream science does not support claims that humans ever naturally lived for thousands of years. However, the mystery persists because ancient traditions repeatedly preserve memories of unusually long-lived ancestors. Were these merely symbolic exaggerations? Or could they represent fragmented memories of populations with significantly different longevity patterns? Another possibility involves social hierarchy. What if extraordinary lifespans weren't attributed to everyone?
It is the King
What
List,
if only elite
complete
rulers
on all
received
sides.
such descriptions? This raises the possibility that the
Then
King List
kingship
wasn't
lowered from
documenting
heaven.
ordinary humans at
They
all.
ruled for tens of
Instead,
thousands of
it may have
years.
been describing a special class
legendary
of beings
kings
viewed
ruled
as
before the Great
fundamentally
Flood,
different from the population they governed.
reigning for tens
And
of
that
thousands
idea
of
leads
years.
directly into one of the most
8
controversial theories surrounding the Sumerian texts. The Sumerian King List contains a fascinating statement. It says that kingship descended from heaven. To ancient readers, this phrase carried enormous significance. The authority of rulers was not portrayed as emerging from the people. Came from above, from the divine realm. Some interpret this symbolically. Others take it far more literally. Over the years, alternative researchers have connected this phrase to stories about the Anunnaki, powerful beings appearing throughout Mesopotamian mythology. According to ancient texts, these entities possessed knowledge, authority, and abilities beyond those of ordinary humans. Some modern theories suggest the Anunnaki were extraterrestrial visitors. Others view them as mythological representations of natural forces, celestial bodies, or divine concepts. No credible archaeological evidence confirms extraterrestrial involvement in ancient Mesopotamia. However, the persistence of these stories has fueled endless debate. Why were the earliest rulers consistently linked to heavenly origins? Why were their reigns measured on a scale completely detached from ordinary human experience? One proposed explanation involves the ancient measurement of time itself. What if the years recorded in the King List weren't solar years? What if they referred to another cycle entirely?
Then
Perhaps
kingship
lunar
lowered
months,
from heaven.
perhaps ritual
They
periods,
ruled for tens of
perhaps
thousands
astronomical
of years.
intervals
8
associated
legendary
with celestial
kings ruled
observations.
before the Great Flood.
If so, the seemingly
raining for
impossible
tens of
rain
thousands
lengths
of
might
years.
shrink dramatically.
8
Yet even after applying alternative calculations, many reigns remain extraordinarily long. The mystery refuses to disappear. And that has led some researchers to suggest a more radical possibility. What if the kings represented a technologically advanced ruling caste possessing knowledge that later civilizations lost? Could life extension techniques, medical practices, or environmental conditions have existed in a forgotten age? There is no evidence proving such a civilization existed. But the question continues haunting researchers because the numbers are too deliberate to dismiss casually. Ancient scribes carefully preserved them. Generation after generation. Century after century. Why? Perhaps the answer isn't biological at all. Perhaps it's mathematical. Ancient Sumerians possessed one of the most sophisticated numerical systems of the ancient world. Their mathematics relied heavily on the number 60. This sexagesimal system still influences modern measurements of time and angles today. Within this framework existed units known as sos, ni, and sar. The enormous reign lengths in the King List often correspond neatly to these mathematical structures. This has led scholars to suspect the numbers may carry symbolic meaning. Rather than recording literal years, they may encode astronomical cycles, religious concepts, or political legitimacy. Notice something curious. Many of the reigns are rounded and highly structured. They resemble mathematical formulas more than historical observations. This suggests the ancient authors may have been communicating something deeper. Perhaps the kings embodied cosmic order. Perhaps their reign lengths mirrored celestial movements. Perhaps the enormous numbers were intended to demonstrate the vast gulf separating divine ancestors from ordinary humanity. If so, the King List becomes less a historical record and more a coded philosophical statement. A declaration that the earliest age of humanity existed closer to the gods. Yet even this interpretation leaves unanswered questions. Why connect that symbolism to a flood? Why create a clear before and after timeline? Why preserve specific royal names and cities alongside the numerical patterns? The document behaves simultaneously like mythology and history. And that dual nature is exactly what makes it so difficult to decode. Now we arrive at the most intriguing possibility of all. What if the Sumerian King List preserves distorted memories of a forgotten epoch? Not necessarily a civilization with flying machines and impossible technology, but perhaps a prehistoric culture whose understanding of time, astronomy, and human origins differed dramatically from ours. Imagine knowledge surviving a catastrophe. Imagine survivors attempting to preserve fragments of their history. Over centuries, details become compressed. Numbers become symbolic. Stories become mythologized. Yet kernels of truth remain hidden within the narrative. The evidence points in multiple directions. Archaeology confirms parts of the King List. Mathematics suggests symbolic coding. Mythology introduces divine ancestry. Science raises questions about longevity and environmental change. Yet no single explanation solves every piece of the puzzle. And perhaps that is why the mystery endures. Because somewhere between myth and history, between heaven and earth, between science and legend, lies a story that ancient humanity desperately wanted future generations to remember. A story carved into clay. A story that survived empires, floods, wars, and millennia. A story still asking the same question today. What if the world before the flood was nothing like the world we know now? If you enjoyed this investigation, subscribe to the Untold Black Case Files, turn on notifications, and let us know in the comments. Do you believe the antediluvian kings were real historical rulers, symbolic figures, or evidence of a forgotten age of humanity? Because the deeper we dig into the ancient world, the stranger our origins become.